What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Pokehistorian. I'm your host, Maddox. Been a busy week. Hope you've had a good week yourself. Hope you've made some money and achieved some of your goals that you're working on, whether that's at work or in your personal life. We're doing a fireside chat tonight, so let's just take it easy. I'm going to do a little story time with you from my office, believe it or not, because it ties directly into a lot of this craziness we're seeing in the Pokemon market. So where do we start this story? About 4 weeks ago, we had a new employee start over at my office. It's a very large office. We got thousands of people there, so people come and go all the time, so I didn't really think much of it. But I was reading the welcome email out to all of the employees at my office, basically introducing this guy. And it said one of the things that this guy is really interested in for his hobbies is actually investing in things. And of course, you know where my mind went. I wonder if he's involved in Pokemon investing and TCGs and all this craziness that we talk about on this channel and other influencers talk about as well. But then I thought to myself, what are the odds of that? There's not that many people doing this stuff, right? It can't be. Maybe, but I can't impose what I'm doing on other people. Just because I'm doing all this weird stuff doesn't mean everybody else is. Turns out that line of thinking was incorrect. This person actually is involved in all of the TCG type stuff that we talk about. And how I found out was me and another friend of mine at work, we were talking in the hallway one day and passing by this guy. We started talking about the Mega Evolution set that was coming out, and I was telling my buddy that he needed to go in and probably buy some booster boxes because they were going to go up. Spoiler alert, they actually did. But anyways, while we were talking about that, the front desk gentleman chimed in and he started kind of talking about Pokemon cards too. I was like, okay. So this guy's in on it. And then we've had a few more conversations since then over the last couple of weeks, getting kind of more and more friendly. Found out that he's a Patreon, or what do they call it, a patron of Rudy over at Alpha Investments, which I thought was kind of interesting. He was showing me some conversations he's had with this guy, and we started talking about the whole Spider-Man situation. And then he let something kind of funny and interesting slip. This guy can do whatever he wants. I'm not here to judge. I just found it kind of interesting because I never thought I would encounter this in real life, especially in my office. But he started telling me about all the different TCGs he's involved with and all the ones he's investing in, and basically admitted, I think he even used the word scalper when he described himself, which is kind of funny. I just kind of laughed when he said that. And then he told me about some of his actions on TCG Player, which I think a lot of us are pretty sure go on, but I never actually had it confirmed from anyone before. But he was telling me, not necessarily with Pokemon, but there were a couple of smaller TCGs that he actually went on there and bought products that were pretty low, right? So he bought out the market on certain particular products with TCGs. And then once he bought out the market for this particular product, he immediately relisted one of the items on there for a much, much higher price, and then orchestrated a fake sale, which then ended up driving demand, and he set the new market price. And that's something that all of us have theorized that goes on. I think we're all pretty sure it goes on. There's always talk about the cabals online of all these people getting together on Discord and stuff and doing these buyouts. But that was the first confirmation I've ever had from anyone in real life that actually does that. So I was kind of entertained hearing that, but I was also like, man, what a crazy world we're living in right now. The front desk guy is, manipulating TCG markets. Just never would have thought I saw it coming. Oh, and the kicker is, this particular item that he bought out for this smaller TCG, he showed me some conversations he was having with Rudy from Alpha Investments and was actually asking him whether or not he thought it was a good idea, and Rudy told him to go for it. So it's just, you can't make this stuff up. It's too funny. You think this whole YouTube crazy Pokemon investing and collecting world, it's just some sort of internet echo chamber thing where that kind of stuff doesn't necessarily go back out into the real world, but it freaking does. These people are out there that are buying out these markets. If there's a guy doing it for the smaller TCG, they're doing it for the Pokemon sets too, just as we've all theorized. And I guess the lesson for that is, folks, please watch out there. There are a lot of very, very questionable and sneaky games that are being played online, especially on TCG Player, with those graphs like we've talked about. So when you buy something, make sure it's something you really want. And remember, if you see that graph just going up like this, run the other way. Anyways, that's all I got for you tonight. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, leave me a like. If you want to see more videos like this and other stuff, subscribe to the channel, and I'm sure we'll talk soon. Have a great weekend if we don't talk, though. Bye.